This is the Town of Lake Park, Florida special call Community Redevelopment Agency meeting for Wednesday, September 17th, 2025. The time is now 6:35 p.m. Can we please have the clerk take the roll call?
Board Member Linden.
Present.
Board Member O'Rourke.
Here.
Board Member Thomas. Vice Chair Hensley.
Here.
Chair Mashad.
Here. Can we all please rise for the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, please be seated. I guess that's a handshake for football? Okay. Next, we have the approval of the agenda. This is usually when modifications are made, either to consent or any items that you would like to reorganize and or add additions and deletions. So if there are no modifications requests, I will entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda. Agenda as it stands.
Okay. Do we have
Second.
Okay. Okay. We have a first and a second by Board Member O'Rourke. Any other further discussion? Seeing none, those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed? The approval of the agenda passes. Public comment. I have 2 public comment cards, but I believe those are for the regular meeting and not the CRA meeting. If I'm okay, so we will bypass that portion. Next, I have the consent agenda. I will entertain a motion to approve consent.
Motion to approve consent.
Second.
Any other further comments or discussion? Seeing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The consent passes unanimously. I have nothing under new business, so we will move on to CRA administrator comments. And Ms. Allison, I am all about justice, is here on the mic.
Good evening, board chair, board members. Allison Justice, CRA administrator. Only thing I have for you tonight, I just want to remind everyone this weekend, obviously the town is holding the multicultural event, but the Rust Market downtown starts from 9 to 2 on Saturday. The CRA will be there. We'll have, they're going to have food trucks. We're expanding the event a little bit from last year. 8th Street will be closed, so come on out and enjoy the Rust Market.
Yeah, I did notice they put up a map of the event itself, and it looks to be a very good one. So, as they always are, every month. So,
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, anything else?
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I'd like Allison to also give you another update, although it's terrible news.
Terrible news. Ms. Justice?
Yes, I have, and I think that all of you may already know, but I have informed the town manager that I am moving next month, so I will be moving away from Florida. I would like to, you will see next month, I'm going to offer a proposal to kind of stay around and help the town for at least another 6 months, because I really want to see some of the momentum within the CRA continue to move forward, and that'll be considered at a different meeting. But I want to just tell you all how much I enjoy the town. You know, I've lived in the town. I love the town. So it'll always mean a lot to me. So thank you all.
Well, I can say for this dais, and I'm sure the gentleman will agree with me, as well as Commissioner Thomas when she's here, that you will definitely be missed.
Yeah.
And we appreciate all that you've done so far, the momentum that you've started in getting us going in the CRA, and we look forward to you still being here in a limited capacity, but know that you are family to us as well as family to this community, because you used to be a resident here. So nothing changes to that, and we look forward to you in your future endeavors, as well as your future journeys and your future place of residence that you and I have discussed before already, and I'm sure your dog's going to love it.
Thank you.
Of course. So,
Mr. Chair, if I could as well, I just want to say Allison is just an absolute professional. It's a big loss for us, but it's a big gain for her, and just it's bittersweet. And I know over the 8 months I've worked here, it's just been a pleasure working with you, and we're going to miss you. We're going to miss you, even though you may work contractually with us, but we're going to miss you. And thanks for everything you've done for our community. Thanks for what you've done for me personally as well, and I just appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Anybody else? Board Member Linden?
Absolutely. Can't thank you enough for all you've done. And the CRA is starting to take on a life of its own. And you started that with your foundation and your work. So thank you very much. We truly appreciate it.
Board Member O'Rourke?
Thank you.
Softy. No, I'm just kidding. Vice Chair?
I would tell you how much I appreciate you, but I think I just spent the last 35 minutes doing that. So, but you already know, and I'm glad you still have a plan in place, and we're going to make it work.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Anything else? Okay, anything from the board? Any board member comments? Okay, any agency member requests? Then I will entertain a motion of adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Will we be taking 5 minutes to, we'll just go right into it?
Let's go.
All right, here we go. This is the Town of Lake Park, Florida regular commission meeting for Wednesday, September 17th, 2025. The time is now 6:41 p.m. And can we please have the clerk take the roll call?
Commissioner Linden.
Aye.
Commissioner
Here.
O'Rourke.
Here.
Commissioner Thomas. Vice Chair Hensley.
Here.
Chair Mashad.
Here. And we will go ahead and bypass the Pledge of Allegiance because we already just did it, so we don't need to do it again. Next, we have the approval of the agenda. I actually have something, and I would like to get the consensus from my fellow councilmen. I know the sheriff is here, Major Bettino, and he would like to come up and speak on certain items. Or are you not ready yet?
I told her 7 o'clock, but your CRA usually goes a lot longer. So.
Okay. All right, so then we will pause
Fair enough.
once she walks in, and you just signal me for that, and we'll bring her in. Okay, so then, all right, so then otherwise, if there are any modifications that you would like to request, now would be the time. Also, if there's anything out of consent to be pulled, now's the time. Yes?
Mr. Mayor, just for the sake of saying it, we did add an item from the time that it was from the time the agenda was originally published.
Okay.
It's with regards to employee benefits and renewal of our health insurance and dental insurance and other benefits that expire at the end of this month and need to be renewed for October 1st. So we added that as item number 8.
Okay, so you let it be for the record. Go ahead.
Mayor,
Sir.
I would ask that we move item 8 up ahead of item 5.
Okay, so there is a request to move item up number 8 ahead of item number 5. That would be the first order of business on new business. I will entertain a motion with that as well.
And the reason being that they're here and
Absolutely, and we could
get
to
them
be
through.
considerate in terms of timeline. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Otherwise, if there is nothing else, I will entertain a motion with.
move
The
the motion to
with-
reorganize the agenda.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. So that's just simply for the reorganizing of the agenda,
Yes.
and we still need to approve the rest of the agenda, correct?
Yep.
Just to make, that is the approval for the entire agenda, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so just to clarify, because I'd like to clarify. All right. Okay. We have nothing on the special presentation. However, we do have public comment, and I have 3 public comment cards. So I will go ahead and get to that. The first one is from Dr. Jason Jewell, and welcome this evening.
Thank you very much, and good evening, Mr. Mayor and Town Council and Commission. Thank you for giving me the time to speak. My concern is about traffic safety in the intersection and the roadways here in Lake Park. I raised the concern first on email August 25th, sending it to the mayor, the clerk, and some of the council members. I didn't receive a reply, but I did get a reply on my follow-up letter from last week, where we got some traction, spoke with the sheriff's office, got some replies via email to try and put this on, hopefully, an agenda for the next meeting to speak about. And what it is basically what happened to me. I took a turn, and I didn't notice that there was a truck parked about 30, 40 feet from the intersection until I was committed into the turn. And as I turned, I then had to swerve to miss the truck and almost got into a head-on collision with my wife in the car. And what we noticed was that the truck was dark, so we couldn't really see it from the turn. It was also parked on a double yellow line, and I know that the city allows parking on these streets, and I feel that this is a big safety concern. One, there's really no clear line of sight. Two, to avoid this accident, you're actually having to break the law by crossing a double yellow line. And in my honest opinion, I don't think cars should ever be allowed to be parked on double yellow lines, period. This whole thing is to keep traffic flowing safely and avoid these kind of hazards. So I've been in one wreck already. The town did work with us to put up signage. It was on 2nd Street where people, I guess, they think that there's stop signs where you have a main throughway on 2nd. Someone pulled out right in front of me, and we got into a collision, and I don't want that to happen again. So respectfully, I'd ask that you guys would put it on an agenda. At the end of the day, this isn't about an inconvenience. It's really about protecting the families here in Lake Park so there isn't another injury or accident. And hopefully on the next agenda, you guys can discuss this and act upon it properly. And thank you for your time and service.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Can I see the card?
Sure.
Thank you.
Next, we have Jesse Venata. Welcome.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Thanks for giving me this opportunity to speak to you guys today. I'm just here to represent Freedom Boat Club of South Florida, and really just kind of reintroduce myself, ourselves, into the community here. We've been in partnership with the town, operating out of the town of Lake Park Harbor Marina for just over a decade. On March 1st, 2014, that was the first location of our series of clubs, which spans from Pompano to Stewart. But Lake Park was the first location that we had in our club, and it started at with 4 boats and 4 slips and no members. And today, we're fortunate to have grown. We have 34 boats there at the town of Lake Park, Lake Park Harbor Marina. We've got hundreds of members that live right here in the community, and we're so grateful for the partnership that we've had with the town of Lake Park and everything that it's given to us, which has inspired us to give back to the local community. And so, some of those things. I mean, we've been sponsoring Big Brothers and Big Sisters programs here in the town of Lake Park. Offering monthly boat rides and picnics back since 2014. We've sponsored back-to-school supplies for Lake Park Elementary School, and Operation Hope participated in there, where our crew came and handing out turkeys around the holidays. We've sponsored. We worked with the Renewal Coalition to work with the residents of the town to offer monthly fishing and boating outings for families. Who live in this community, who are associated with like the Wounded Warrior Project and those who have served our country. And we also volunteered to the town of Lake Park Centennial Celebration, right? Bringing our crew in to help serve food, to the community in celebration of this town. And so, all I'm here to say is that, we've done a lot and will continue to support, this community that supported us so well for so long. And, I understand there's factors outside of our control, that are forcing us to scale our business back. And we understand that there's not much that we can really do or say in the matter. But I commend Jason Tenney and the town manager who's done their best to kind of navigate these circumstances and work with us. And so our intention is to accept the 8 slips, right, that have been offered to us, so we can continue serving the local boating community of Lake Park, and we're hopeful that in time we'll have the opportunity to continue building and growing here in Lake Park. So, with that, I just want to say, thank you guys for having us and all the support over the years, and we look to continue this partnership moving forward into the future. So, thank you.
Thank you. Kelly Steele.
Hello, Mayor, Commissioners. Thank you so much for your service, Town Manager and Attorney and the police officers and all of our Lake Park staff. Thank you so much for being here. I do want to say, so I'm going to talk about the community cleanup that I'm super excited about and letting the residents know about that's coming up. But I was a member of the Freedom Boat Club. I do live right next to the marina. And I do have to say, it is wonderful having the marina there and seeing the boats go out. And it is a fabulous service. Even some of our residents in our condo are members, and they can just literally walk right next door to the marina and take the boats out, and also the snorkeling boats. That parking lot is packed with cars. I took a picture the other day because there were so many cars, so many people coming from all over the place and using our public marina to go out and have, enjoy the water sports and our outdoor adventure that we can offer right here in Lake Park. So I'm a big fan of Freedom Boat Club and the snorkeling boats, and so we can all be out there enjoying the outdoors. So last year, I had the opportunity to be involved in the community cleanup, and we had about 50 people come out. We had Churrasco food truck came out, which was a new business in town. So the community came together, and we all took different streets, and everybody cleaned up a lot of garbage. We did that for a couple hours, and then we all gathered back here in the town hall parking lot, and we had lunch together and celebrated and had music and celebrated the mayor's birthday that weekend. So it was an awesome event. So we do have an opportunity this fall on October 18th on Saturday, and we've been talking with the town manager, and a lot of you have been involved in saying, hey, let's do this again. The goal this year is going to be to have 100 residents come out. So we just want to start promoting it early. Merrill's going to be sending it out in the newsletter, but we're also going to be partnering with the county, and that is actually the coastal cleanup day. So since we are on the intercoastal, we're going to be part of that. So we'll have the t-shirts, the buckets, the bags, the pickers, and this is a whole family event. So we're hoping that kids will come out. It's also good for school credit, so we can help the middle school and high schoolers that need school credit to sign their vouchers so they can get their credit. We'll also be engaging the schools in Lake Park. So that is going to be potentially, I think we've got the official approval. I think I got that from Merrill today. Saturday, October 18th. We're all going to show up at 8:30 in the morning, head out from 9 to 11, and then we are looking for local sponsorships, whether it's, we have coffee and donuts, and we're hoping to engage to really promote our local businesses. So hopefully Oceana Coffee can get involved with us, and whether it's Chick-fil-A or Roadhouse Steakhouse, we're hoping to get the businesses involved. And it's also the Rush Market that day. So we're going to really help promote also that the people who do come to volunteer, that they will go also and enjoy the Rush Market and potentially, support the Rush Market. So just wanted to let you know that we have that coming up, and we're going to do our best to get the word out to all of our residents. And last year, we even had people that weren't residents of Lake Park come out and volunteer with us. So it will be Saturday, October 18th. We'll keep you posted. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, that's all the public comment cards I have. I see, Major Bettina, you do have somebody in the audience for us to meet, so I will go ahead and pause the agenda for a moment. Let it be for the record also that Commissioner Thomas is in fact present for the meeting tonight, and we will.
Well, good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council, esteemed residents. Thank you for moving us to the front of the agenda. I come with some really good news, and I come with some not so good news. A few short months ago, roughly 7, we said goodbye to Captain Gendrow, and we welcomed Captain Thibodeau. And I think for the most part, you guys kind of fell in love with Captain Thibodeau, doing a good job. But as with any good marriage, sometimes those end. You guys already kind of know, but for the residents, we had some upward mobility, some upward movement at the sheriff's office, and Captain Thibodeau was chosen for a larger assignment, I should say. I wouldn't say more prestigious because Lake Park is prestigious, but he's going to be transferring within the region to our largest patrol district within the region on September 27th. So that's kind of the bad news. The good news is I got my #1 draft pick to replace him.
All right.
And here she is, and I'm going to let her talk a little bit about herself, but we had some promotions and we had some movement, and the sheriff was generous enough to give me my #1 pick, and she's here today, and she's going to be taking over for Captain Thibodeau on September 27th, and I'm sure she's going to schedule time with all of you individually as well as the town manager, and we'll have some open sessions, coffee with the cops so they can come meet the new captain. So we've got a lot of work to do in the next 2 weeks during the transition. It'll be seamless and flawless. And at the end of the day, the biggest part is I'm still here, so you're not losing me. But if you allow me to introduce your new Lake Park District Commander, Captain Sanford.
Good evening, Town of Lake Park leaders, residents, and visitors. My name is Tara Sanford. I've worked for the Sheriff's Office approximately 15 years. I did a couple assignments prior to this, narcotics, homicide, robbery, gang unit. My recent promotion, before my recent promotion, I worked in the Division of Internal Affairs. It's a extreme honor and a privilege, and it's not something that I take lightly, being entrusted in this position. It is my commitment to work to strengthen the already positive and strong relationship between the town of Lake Park and the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. I'm a servant leader, and I can't wait to get to work and partner with all of you. So thank you.
Well, as soon as I heard Allison was leaving,
well, that's okay. We've traded you out of the pickleball team too and upgraded as well on that one.
Well, it's been a great honor to be here. As you know, my career started as a reserve officer in Lake Park when you had your own police department, and it was a full circle moment. I did not think the circle would end so quickly, but when I did receive the phone call, it was a matter of it's going to be on the 27th. So thank you for the opportunity to get to know each of you, the community. It's been a nice journey, so thank you.
Well, you would definitely be missed, Captain Thibodeau. We got to sit down and talk and have some discussions, and I greatly appreciate the man you are and the person you are and the leader you are. And it's greatly appreciated, and it has come full circle because I still remember when you told me that story when you were a young cadet and you were here,
yes,
and you spoke to your then captain, and he asked you, where did you want to be? And you said, I want to be in your chair.
Yeah. So.
And here we are today. You are in that chair.
Well, the good news, though, is you do have a rising star that's been assigned here, so you're in good hands. I'm pretty confident in that. So she and I will make a smooth transition and share all the information we have, and hopefully you're just as pleased with her, which I know you will be, as you were with me. You made it very clear, Mr. Mayor, that I was doing a better job than Captain Gendro in the public meeting. I know you didn't mean to say that out loud.
He does, have Facebook and can watch this.
Understood.
Anybody else would like to say anything?
Captain, the time that you've spent here is not as long as Captain Gendro, but in the time that you've been here, and I've talked to you about these things, the thing that I felt made you a great leader in our community for our Sheriff's Department was your desire to be part of the community, to be back here.
Absolutely.
And some of the programs you implemented, for example, it's a type of community policing where you were going in the downtown area and checking doors. That hadn't happened in a long time. Talking about the stickers, that's a story that stuck with me. That's a very effective policing tool.
You there, boss? Thank you.
You have no idea how many calls I've received on this. That's why he's busting my chops.
Yeah.
Good calls, all good calls.
Right. And because we heard from business owners also in the downtown area. It was a great strategy, a great policy that you put in place. But that's just one of many. And we're just so grateful for the time that you spent here with us. And in thanking you with that, I also want to talk to our new captain and welcome you and wish you the best. And you're following in some tough footsteps, so the challenge is on now, and we wish you well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Captain.
Commissioner Thomas.
I hate to hear that we're getting a divorce and I wasn't even informed or served papers in advance. You know, they do grant divorces nowadays where you can just publish it in the paper and no one knows that you're being divorced. But I would say it's nice to have come to know you. My comments resonate as well, and ditto what Commissioner O'Rourke stated, some of the policies that you've put into place. And I've always said to you, we wanted to make sure that we had deputies who were familiar and aware of who our young residents are. And I don't mean just from elementary, but throughout, i.e., put the windows down so that we all can say hello, and it not just be dark windows with cars driving through our community. It's a small community, and we ought to know who our officers who are patrolling it, but our officers also need to know who the families are. And with that, I appreciate it because it really showed that your heart was in it. Because we are a family. We may not always agree, but what we do is get along.
Yes.
You know, and we can respect all of our differences. And I so appreciate that with you. Thank you for your service. Captain Sanford, is it? Please step forward. Captain, let me do this for you. You are, as far as I know of, the first female captain that we've had here. Okay? You are also the first female person of color that is going to be leading us.
Yes, ma'am.
So when Commissioner O'Rourke says to you, you have shoes to fill, I'm going to tell you, no, you do not have shoes to fill. You have your own steps to walk, because what you have just vilified and actually say to us is that our community, no matter who you are, you can get there if you work hard. I say that to you because I am the first female black commissioner that has ever been in Lake Park in 100 years. So you are standing as a great leader, and so I'm giving you that respect from here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Linden.
Captain, I want to thank you and commend you. The first time we met at Sunset Celebration, you brought your wife down to meet the family, us and the residents here. I never forgot that because you wanted to show how you were part of the community. And on a working level, every time I would call you, you immediately got right into action with it. Your response time was like seconds and minutes. So I truly, truly appreciate that. You did a great job for the town of Lake Park. And if you ever want to do something on the last Friday of the month, you know where to come, all right?
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I don't believe in divorce, so don't worry. We're still here.
Thank you.
Vice Mayor.
Cap. All right. So you already know you're one of my favorites, and I appreciate the work you're building with the community. Growing up in the community, I think what we needed was that relationship that you started building, as Commissioner O'Rourke said, checking the doors, building, bridging with the community, coming to Sunset Celebration, bringing your family, letting us meet your family, building programs, everything you do, picking up calls for us and answering questions, keeping all of us updated on everything that's going on in the town. And I really appreciate it. You're going to be missed. Yes. And, continue to do the fight for the good wherever you go. And I know we're in great hands. And I'm looking to hear for you in the future. All righty?
Thank you.
You're okay. Good. I'll see you in the pickleball courts.
Mayor?
Yes.
May I ask everybody in the room here to stand up and give
Absolutely.
applause
Let's do that. Absolutely.
To our Sheriff's Department and to Allison, too.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate you moving us up.
It's my pleasure, definitely.
Good night, folks.
Good night. Words to live by there. All right. That was very nice and special. All right, so next we have the consent agenda. I will entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve.
Before we do that, you were not here when we did that. Are you okay with the consent agenda? I just wanted to make sure.
I'm good.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you. Second.
We have first and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The consent passes unanimously. I have nothing on ordinance on first reading. I also have nothing on ordinance on second reading. However, under new business, we're going to start with item number 8, as we have reorganized the agenda. Resolution 720925, Employee Benefits, Health Insurance, Florida Municipal Insurance Trust, FMIT, United Healthcare, Dental Insurance, Vision Insurance, Human Basic Life, and Accidental Death and Disbursement, Supplemental Life, Short-Term Disability, and Long-Term Disability, and the Hartford FY 2026. Town Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Before I begin, I do want to introduce Athena Urshard. She's with the Gearing Group. They are our benefits consultant, so they are critical to everything we do. And Athena, we just want to say thank you up front for all your help. Athena's terrific, her whole staff and everyone at Gearing. We're just grateful, so thank you. But Mr. Mayor, members of the commission, our Human Resources Department has identified a need along with the town employment benefits consultant Gearing Group or risk strategies to review and renew the town's employee benefits for fiscal year 2026. Recently, I had asked the department and Gearing Group to review the costs and benefits that our employees are paying and to identify options to choose a health plan that was more functional and cost efficient for our staff, as well as for our town. As a result, the Gearing Group issued a request for proposals or went out into the marketplace to identify insurance coverage that may be better and allow us to provide to our employees that is more reasonable to them. And a number of options were provided. I've asked Athena if she could go through some of those options. I will say that all of the options that are provided within the medical insurance are provided within your current budget proposal. So it's been included. Also, with everything else other than medical, there's no rate change. There's no change in the premium amount or a change in benefits to our employees or to the town. So the only area of change is medical, which seems to be all the time anyway. But this plan is a little bit more functional for our staff, and we have discussed it with our union, and they're in support of moving forward with the option that Athena is going to talk about. So thank you, Athena.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, Town Attorney, Town Manager, and Town Clerk. I'm Athena Urshard from Gehring Group Risk Strategies, and just to lay the groundwork, this year we did look at other options for the town for the medical insurance. All of the other benefits happen to be in rate guarantee, so as Town Manager mentioned, there's no change to the benefits or the rates. So medical insurance was our focus. Currently, the town has coverage through the Florida Municipal Insurance Trust. And just a little bit of background on what we're seeing in the marketplace. Every year, PricewaterhouseCoopers comes out with their medical trend. And for 2025, they predicted an 8% increase in trend. Midway through the year, they actually increased that to 8.5, and we're looking at something similar for 2026. And some of the reason for that cost is obviously inflation. We're experiencing that in other areas, as well as a very tight labor market. It's very difficult to find good help, as well as a lot of consolidation within provider practices, which therefore makes negotiations much more challenging. So that's kind of the backdrop that we're dealing with medical insurance, as well as an increase in specialty medications, which is also driving cost. So this year, when we went out to market, we did receive proposals from Florida Blue. That increase was in excess of over 100% compared to what the town is paying currently. We received an offer from Cigna that was 11.7% above current. And we received your renewal, obviously, with the current plan that you have at 8.2%. And then, as well as kind of an outlier in the marketplace, a company by the name of Curative at a 3.5 over current. Curative is very, very new to Florida, although the plan is very attractive and the pricing is very attractive. They don't have a lot of traction yet with public sector entities. We know of 2 so far in the state. And what's very important, I think, before making a move like that is being able to contact those references, but everyone is very new with Curative. They just are implementing those contracts as of September or October. So we don't have a whole lot of experience under our belts. So one of the other things that we looked at, as Town Manager mentioned, is a plan that is different in structure than what the employees currently have. Right now, there's a high deductible health plan in place. And what that means is that before an employee goes to the doctor because maybe they're sick and they have the flu, they have to satisfy a $2,000 deductible first. So picking up prescriptions at the pharmacy, everything accrues towards the deductible. That's obviously very difficult for some employees because those costs can be very high. So the goal this year was to look at other options that would bring co-pays back and make it more affordable for employees when they actually need to access care, because we don't want to stave off someone prolonging and not getting the care that they need because maybe they can't afford to go to the doctor or to pick up that medication at the pharmacy. So FMIT, the current provider, the Florida Municipal Insurance Trust, provided an option that's a 15.1% increase over current, which does implement co-pays for the employees. A $25 copay for a primary care office visit, and a $50 copay to see a specialist, as well as copays to access medications at the pharmacy and go to the emergency room. So there will still be a deductible that needs to be satisfied if somebody goes for an inpatient hospital stay, for example, but at least the doctor's office visits and the prescriptions and the urgent care in the emergency room and the outpatient will all be subject to a copay. So what we're asking for this evening is what we're presenting to you all is a 15.1% increase, and the town's financial responsibility for that, if you were to move forward, would be $98,000. That would be the impact specifically to the town. All other lines, the dental, the vision, the life insurance, as I mentioned, are not changing. No change to benefits, no change to rates. So that is the item before you this evening.
Mr. Mayor, just to give thank you, Athena. Just to give you an understanding of where the current plan is, Athena talked about the individual deductible at $2,000 for a family. It's $5,000 or $4,000, excuse me. Out of network, it's higher. It's become, the plan is just an unaffordable plan. Many of our employees opt out and are not even participating. So this is an option for us to be able to provide coverage that's more reasonable. And again, it's been included in your budget to be able to fund this plan. We hope to go to something like the curative plan, but it's just too much of a risk right now to take with our employees' insurance. There is a local organization that has accepted and is starting with curative, so we're hopeful to hear how that goes with them. But we didn't want to be the first with them. We wanted to have some reference and some understanding of how the doctors would receive this new plan and proceed forward. And again, FMIT is the League of Cities, so it's really through the league. So we're staying with the same plan, same provider, United. The only thing that changes is that we go from a high deductible plan to a copay plan. And then all of your other benefits that you provide stay exactly the same. No cost increase, no change in provider.
Okay. Thank you for your presentation as well as the clarifications within the presentation. I'll open the floor to questions on the dais. Does anybody have any questions? No? Commissioner Thomas.
Would this be more of an HMO type of plan?
It's an in and out of network plan, which is what the employees have today.
Okay.
So they'll still be able to go out of the network, and they will have the same network, which is important because if anyone is in the middle of care, they'll be able to continue with that provider. So no change to the network.
Okay, so they wouldn't have to change doctors, et cetera. So, okay. Thank
It's
you.
actually wonderful because my other employment, we had insurances where we've had that problem, where you had settled into one doctor and then we switched insurances and they're like, oh, we don't take that insurance, and it's like, oh, start the wheel back over again, and that's very frustrating, especially when you establish yourself to that person or persons in that office. So I thank you for that.
Yes, and prescriptions as well. So all of that will stay the same because if someone has gone through the prior authorization process and they've worked through that to be approved for a medication, just by switching to this other plan, they won't have to start all over again. All of that will already be on file.
Okay. Any other questions? No other questions. I will entertain a motion.
I move to approve Resolution 720925, employee benefits.
Second.
I'll second.
We have a first and a second. Any other further discussion? Seeing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The resolution passes unanimously. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor,
Sir.
if I can say to you and to each of the members of the commission, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. This is so important to be able to not only help our current employees, but to have something that's available for our future employees. Thank you. This is a huge help for them.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, we will go back to the original top of the agenda. Item number 5, request to waive conflict of interest, certificate of appropriateness, petition to demolish 918 Park Avenue, the Adler, otherwise known as locally designated historical building, proposed Lake Park on Park proposed Kelsey on Park project, and REG Architects. Town Manager. Oh, okay. Ms. Karen Galanka.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and Commission. I'm Karen Galanka for the Community Development Department. This evening, you have before you a request for waiver from the Town Commission to consider, from REG Architects so that they may continue to represent the Adler, which is the developer of Kelsion Park. So I might use the name Kelsion Park more often because you're familiar with that. And it's in connection with a petition, petition for certificate of appropriateness to demolish the locally designated historic building at 918 Park Avenue. And you will recall that some of the commission in 2024 heard the appeal that from the Historic Preservation Board's denial of the request back then. So the property owner has now come forward with a new request to basically demolish the building. Currently, REG maintains a continuing services contract with the town. And there's a clause in there that states that if one of the town consultants wants to continue representing a client that's going to come before the town, or they may have a new client that's going to come before the town, they first have to ask the commission to waive any potential conflict of interest, because in essence they're working for, like in this case, the Adler and the town of Lake Park. If the request is approved, it would allow REG to continue to represent their clients in all matters within the town related to the request to demolish 918 Park Avenue, including appearing before the Historic Preservation Board and potentially the commission again, should there be an appeal. So, if the waiver is not granted, REG could not maintain the opportunity to represent both the town and the owner developer of the Adler property building in this particular request to demolish the 918 building. In that case, the REG would need to end its continuing contract with the town and proceed to represent the Adler, or end its relationship with the Adler and continue to represent the town. You have in your packet a letter from our town attorney, Mr. Baird, to their attorney, and I just wanted to read this one sentence, two sentences that sort of explain it. The architectural services, Mr. Baird writes, the architectural services that REG will provide will be directly contrary to the position that the Town Commission has previously taken. This is clearly a conflict because to your client, again, speaking of, and these, excuse me, this is clearly a conflict because to your client and these, his arguments are contrary to the findings made by the town's Community Development Department, the town's architectural consultant, the Planning and Zoning Board, and the Town Commission. So it is within your purview to waive that conflict should you feel that, thank you, sorry. You may feel that, you may feel uncomfortable that a firm that we have under contract is arguing against the town's position to preserve the building. Or you may feel that the firm should not be penalized for zealously representing their client, as we would expect them to do the same. So it really, there's not a right or wrong. There's not necessarily a professional planning recommendation. It's weighing the factors. Some of those were included in our report to you. We have Mr. Manuel Ayala here to speak on REG's behalf. If you may want to say a few words or answer any questions that you have, and I will also be available to answer questions once I have some, hopefully a little easier once I have some water. So thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commission members. My name is Manuel Ayala. I'm Vice President of REG Architects. I'm here on behalf of my business partner, Rick Gonzalez, our founder, representing the firm. So our stance is we're asking the Commission to grant the waiver for us to hopefully continue to represent the town in the capacity of continuing services contract, as well as the Adler in the case of 918 Park Avenue. Our stance is we don't believe there's a necessary conflict of interest for the following reasons. Number one, we've been representing the Adler for quite some time. In fact, it is my understanding that the town actually recommended our firm to to the Adler for representation as far as this relates to this project. My understanding is that the town also already has representation from the town side, so we wouldn't be representing the town in the matters of this particular project. Since you already have representation, we would be representing the Adler. So we request if you could, to grant us the waiver to hopefully continue serving both parties. And I'm here hopefully to answer any questions.
Thank you, Ms. Ayala. Do we have any questions for either staff or REG? Commissioner O'Rourke.
Thank you. I know this building. I've been dealing with this building as a commissioner here for a while. I'm going to make my position clear right from the start. I don't like this building. I don't know why it's historic. I don't know what value it has to this town. It's a wooden frame building built in the late 60s that was redone. The back of the building was redone without permits to add a wooden staircase, and now the building has gone the way of what wooden frame buildings do in this town. Now, if we approve this, you'll know what I'm talking about. Yet in our downtown, this is our only historic building, because apparently at one time, and this is where my understanding of the historic value of this building, apparently there was a post office on that site at one time. Not this building, is that correct? This building was the post office. Okay. And is that where the historic value supposedly comes from?
Well, this is not the time to argue the facts of the...
I was actually going to get to that point, that this is simply just a request to waive the conflict of interest.
You're right. This is just something that gets under my craw all the time when we discuss this building. We've tried to do things with this building for the last 15 years. Nothing happens because of the condition of the building. Do you feel, I'll ask it as a question, I'll do it that way, okay. Do you feel that...
As far as the waiving? The request?
I'm going to the waiver question.
Okay, to the waiver question.
I've finished venting, okay.
Okay.
Your firm, here's where we have conflict issues. Your firm represented the town, right?
That is correct. That is my
And
understanding.
the town, through an advisory board, came up with the idea that this has historic value, right? When I say the advisory board, the historic society part of the planning and zoning, right?
Historical Preservation Board.
Okay,
you mean, right?
REG did not represent the town.
Okay.
Maybe there's,
So then that, I don't understand the conflict, and maybe you can explain why there is a conflict
I
then.
think what it is that they do business, is simply put, they do business with us, not necessarily specific to this project here with the 918 building. And they're just looking for us to waive that conflict of
Right.
interest.
Mr. Mayor, that's right. So what it is we have a continuing services contract with this firm. This firm has solicited, or when we solicited bids or requests for vendors, they responded. We entered into an agreement with them. They are now asking for, in a hearing that's going to happen between us and, or our Historic Preservation Board and the property owner, they're asking for a waiver to represent the property owner rather than us.
But
That's
just-
essentially what's
But
happening.
just to specifically clarify this, we have our own representation in relation to this. Yes or no?
No, we don't.
Okay.
They normally would be our representation. Not, Karen, do we have anyone that has been secured yet?
I think Nadia's going to come up and provide
we,
something. Nadia?
REG is, under the continuing services contract for architects, there are three, the way the process works, there should be three architects. One, REG applied directly as for the architectural services, RFP. They also are the historic architect under the umbrella of Ingenuity Engineers. So in essence, they are two out of the three positions. The town, the last time the town hired Heisenbottle, who appeared before the Historic Preservation Board. We will probably utilize them again.
Well, if Nadia can jump in.
All right.
Yeah.
And just to quickly add to Karen's comments, so to respond to the question, we do have other firms under continuing service contract that we can use, and we have been exploring other firms other than REG for the historical review of this particular application.
And Nadia, just to confirm, the company that we used the last time is not available to do
Correct.
to work with the system.
Correct. That
So
one
we'll have to
company is
use
not
a different
available.
Firm, a new firm, one way or the other, if we go with the waiver. So just so you guys have a heads up on that.
A different firm that is under continuing service contract with us. The way the continuing service contracts were put together at the time, it allowed for various consultants to bid under the same category, which is the reason why we have multiple firms available to us for various services.
Just the last question.
Sure.
So in essence, what we're saying is that this firm here was not representing the town with regard to this building before.
Correct.
That was
Okay.
my initial
Correct.
question.
There we go. So
Okay.
Then, to me, that doesn't seem like there's much of a conflict then. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's correct. What Commissioner O'Rourke is saying, when this issue came to you guys originally the first time, REG did represent the 918 building at that time. They were not under contract with us. Then we went to a continuing services contract, and now they are under contract with us. So that's where the issue is. So they have represented this property in the past for
But
the
not
property
for the
owner,
town.
but not for the town.
So,
That's correct.
Mr. Mayor.
Vice Mayor.
So we are under a continuous service agreement with them. So right now, they're under They're working.
And that's why they're asking for the waiver, exactly.
We don't think that's a
Because my
conflict?
understanding is that under your clause, we're not allowed to serve both parties at the same time for the same property.
Right. I mean, it's like,
So this is only for this particular project, no other project.
And it was never our intent to use REG?
And Vice Mayor, yes, correct. And the way the continuing service contract is structured, it allows for the individual vendors to accept contracts with other entities in the town as well, as long as they receive a waiver conflict approval from the town commission.
question, have this company done this before?
Has the town done this before?
Yeah, have they represented us on this project before?
Not on the Adler project. They have represented us for a prior certificate of appropriateness, but not for the Adler project.
How about the 918 building?
Yes, on the 918 building for a certificate of appropriateness, not related to the Adler, but prior to the Adler.
Commissioner Linden.
Thank you. I feel this is a conflict without a doubt. And the 918 building has been listed as a historic building since it was built pre-1928. And there's reasons why it was that. The previous owner that had it, and he was going to build with the proper permits inside of there. And I don't know if Naughty would know off the top of her mind if they actually applied for them or not. But then it was sold to the current developer. The current developer went in front of the historic board, planning and zoning board, and it was 5-0. They didn't want to have nothing to do with demolishing that building.
Okay, before, just
No,
just
it's
understand.
important because it's all part of this.
Well, no, but just understand there might be testimony on this at some point, so we may want to stick to the narrative of whether or not we want to request a waive, or we want to waive it or not. That's the only reason why I'm saying that, because I understand. I know you're going on a narrative on a certain topic as it relates to the building itself, but again, that could come up in the future under a testimony if it comes this far again, as far as if it gets if it goes through the historical board and there's an appeal. So I would say let's try to just stick to the narrative of whether we want to waive it or not waive it.
My thought would be to waive it as a complete conflict of interest, because when it was told that it couldn't be demolished once or twice, then all of a sudden we get a report that there's structural damage with it. I don't remember seeing that report. I may have, but it all comes down to who represents who. I sit up here with my fellow commissioners representing the town of Lake Park, all right? And I no way can see the same company representing both. I know that they've represented us in the past, but they've already made their statement clear because the purpose is to demolish the building. It's written right here in front of me. So it is a petition for certification appropriateness, COA, to demolish the locally designated historic building at 918, which means somewhere along the line, somebody said, well, yeah, maybe. The other one said, yes, no. It's who's representing who. And with respect, correct me if I'm wrong, but the same attorney cannot represent both sides of the case.
Town manager.
Just this clarification, and I just want to make sure that we've been clear on the staff side. What's being requested is for REG not to represent both sides, but to represent the property owner.
That is simply,
So
simply.
the conflict would be if they're under continuing services, could they work for another company? If you guys waive that, then they could work for another company. If not, then there would be a conflict. They would have to work for us.
Which the developer of the Adler would have to go find another.
And if you give them a waiver, we have to go find, someone to represent us. So, and again, we're going to have to do that probably anyway because the company we were using the last time is not able to work with us. So we're going to have to find someone new anyway.
Okay. Nadia, did you want to come up?
Yes, just to add on to the town manager's comments. So yes, we would have to go to another continuing service firm that we do have under contract for historic preservation review.
Okay. Commissioner Thomas.
Yes, good evening. I'm not going to belabor the point. My position would be to terminate the contract. There would be no reason for us to waive, because at this point, that is something that should have been done prior to. There was a conflict. It was straight out. So there's no waiving, in my opinion, of this, because then I'm not going to give someone bullets in order to shoot me. So, and I'm just literally like saying it so that it can be understood. So there's no reason for a waive. My recommendation would be for us to terminate the contract with REG.
Okay. Vice Mayor, do you have anything to add?
Well, since she said it like that, I agree. You can't play on both sides of the team. So I agree with Commissioner Thomas. And I mean, either for transparency, and we're not talking about if it's historic, if it's not, but we're talking about waiving the contract. So if we don't think there's a conflict of interest, and I think Commissioner Linden put it both ways, we represent the town of Lake Park. So if somebody's on a contract with us asking to go to represent somebody else, I mean, no need to waive it. We just go ahead and terminate the contract.
Okay. Town Attorney, do you have anything you'd like to add to this?
Just based on the comments I'm hearing in terms of terminating the continuing service contract, if that's something the commission wants the town attorney's office to look at, I'm more than happy to do it. I would not feel comfortable with you guys doing that here tonight without me. It might be some kind of notice provision. So let us look into that, stick to the vote here today, which is whether you're going to waive the conflict of interest, and then we'll follow up on that if that's the direction the town wants.
Okay, so then we're sticking to what the narrative is, which is waiving the conflict of interest.
Right.
And then at that point, once the vote happens, if we go considering the vote, we will look forward.
Yep.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, I'm so sorry.
Could I just say something?
Sure.
My recommendation would be then just to put this on hold until you come up with a determination. Because if we are not satisfied, personally, I'm not going to waive it or not waive it. My position is that I want to terminate it. And if my position is for it to be terminated and we can't do that until you come back with some answers, my position would be then to hold this to another meeting until our attorneys can come back and give me some clarity on it. Because I cannot not vote.
I would be in agreement with Commissioner Thomas. Let's let Brett do his research on it, and then we'll come back.
The only thing I would ask, Mr. Mayor, is if you guys could give us direction as, as a body to do that, so we know where, so we have an understanding of.
Well, let me ask my councilman this. Do you wish to waive it and then proceed to direct Brett to go ahead and look into terminating the contract? Or hold off on this agenda item, allow Brett to do what he has to do, and then bring it back to do both? That's the two routes to take. Commissioner O'Rourke, what do you say?
It seems to me from the comments that you're ready to, there would be a vote to say that there is a conflict and that you're not willing to waive. So that's what I'm hearing. If that's the vote, that's the vote. We did not come into this chamber tonight to terminate someone's contract with the town. And I see this process happen quite often where one commissioner will state what their perspective is, and that suddenly things change. The agenda item was noticed, let's just vote on it.
That's, and I understand where you're coming from with that. And
If it doesn't go my way, that's the way it works up here.
very much understood. Also, just to add to what you
don't have to
said,
laugh.
is also sticking to the narrative and not deviating from it as far as this is about waiving or
Right.
not waiving.
Right.
So
Understood.
since we're all in clarity here to figure out what we need to do, I'd like to say that to my fellow commissioners as well. Let's stick to the narrative moving forward.
Okay.
I think we all agree on that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Here's my comment on this. I feel then that I don't have adequate information in order to vote.
So just to,
I'm just saying, because you're not giving me adequate information in order or for me to vote on this. And so if I waive it, what's the ramification? If I don't waive it, what's the ramification? Because this is a serious issue. However, what's not here is the fact that if I terminate it, what does that mean? Because there is an option. There's that option. And I don't believe that I have that information available to me in order for me to move forward with, do I terminate or not terminate? Or do I waive or not waive? And you're saying that I can't terminate. But by waiving, they still have a contract with us. And you're right, there are 5 of us up here, and not one voice makes the rule. It is a collective voice. And so 2 can disagree, and a majority would go. You have your opinion, I have my opinion. All I'm saying is based on my opinion, Commissioner Judith Thomas's opinion, I do not want to move forward with it because I feel that I don't have sufficient information. And what that sufficient information is that I'd like to know what it would be if we were to terminate this, because I do not want to vote to waive it in either way.
Let me ask this question before you go, Vice Mayor. Brett, if we were to, let's say the vote happened and we were to waive it, does that deter us from moving forward if there is a consensus to terminate?
no, as long as the contract allows for termination without cause, the town would be able to do that.
So that means right now we don't know that. So we could waive it, and then you come back and tell us that there is no clause there and there's continuing services, correct?
Of course, and the same goes the other way. And just to respond to Commissioner Thomas's comments about not having enough information, the agenda item is whether there's a conflict of interest. Whether the contract allows you to terminate it one way or the other has no bearing on whether there's a conflict of interest here.
Okay. Thank you. Vice Mayor.
Question, I think we're all right here. We probably need to stick to the agenda item. So I did say something about termination. I'm sorry about that. I'll say that for my future agenda items. Okay? If we waive it, they get to represent
Yes, the Adler.
and if we don't waive it, then they don't.
Correct.
Okay.
No, if my understanding, and excuse me, and correct me if I'm wrong, my understanding from what we were told is, if the board decides to, or the commission decides to waive it, then we are allowed to both represent the Adler and continue with our continuing services contract with the town. If you do not waive it, that means that you see that there is a conflict of interest, then we as a firm have to make a choice, either to continue our continuing services contract with the Lake Worth, which means we're no longer dealing with the Adler, or
You mean Lake Park, right?
Yes, with Lake Park, sorry.
Okay.
To continue our continuing services with Lake Park and not the Adler, or continuing representing the Adler and not Lake Park. And I guess that's a decision. If you decide not to waive it, that's a decision I would have to take back to my firm so we can make one or the other.
And that's where I was getting to with my comment.
That is correct, with the one clarification. If the waiver is granted and they're able to represent the Adler
And
as
they can
well as the
represent
town,
both.
that's with respect to other projects, not on this.
Right.
They can't represent
Correct.
both sides on this
Correct.
project.
We can't represent you on this
So
project.
if we don't waive it, your firm will make your own decision.
We need to make our own decision
Yes,
to
they will
either
have to.
continue with Lake Park or continue with the Adler, one or the other.
That
because
is
we,
correct.
Because we can't have both.
Okay.
But you've just had both. You used the same information that was prepared by you in order to use it for the Adler.
Exactly.
And I'm just like saying, it goes both ways, because then you can make that determination whether or not you're going to terminate the contract and work with, because you just said it. In plain English is what you just said to me. And that is, I can then go back, meaning you would go back and represent Lake Worth. Lake Worth is the lagoon over there, but Lake Park. So if you then represent Lake Park, you've already created the conflict and you've already used the information with another firm that you want us now to come back and do what with. So I'm having some strong feelings about this because you just did it. And what you're asking us to do then is to grant forgiveness for something that you just did, and you put it on record. You actually just said it on record. So I don't understand. I'm not a legal person, but I think very deeply. And based on what my understanding is, they have created the conflict. They use the same information that they gave us initially to go back to their client, the Adler, and only changed a word and said to us, oh, now that we have created a conflict, we want you to waive the conflict.
Brett?
It just sounds to me like there's a clear 4-1 consensus without summarizing, and obviously this will go to a vote, that there is a waiver the town's not willing to waive. I mean, there's a conflict the town's not willing to waive. In which case, if that's the way the vote goes, they cannot represent the town on this. They will have to make a decision, as he stated, whether to continue representing the town or the Adler. And we can also still look into whether the town can terminate the contract. But that starts with a vote of not waiving the conflict, because that is what it sounds like the board is finding.
And I would say
it's a dual track.
It's a dual track, and I'm sensing somewhat of that same narrative. So,
and Mr. Mayor, just to dovetail, so what was said was that the vendor would have the option only, like as the attorney just said. The town has the attorney or the ability as well to review the contract to see if it can be terminated.
Correct.
So it's not just the vendor that can do that. We need to check to see if we have that option too, and most of our agreements do have that option.
Okay, so basically it comes down to whether you want to waive it or you don't. I'm going to leave it open to one of my fellow commissioners to set a motion, either a request to waive it or a request to not waive the conflict of interest. It's as simple.
I'll make a motion to keep discussion moving. The motion is, and I'm going to make it as I determine what I see as the majority is moving toward. I move to not to
deny
approve,
the request,
to deny the waiver of conflict in this matter.
That's where I was getting at.
Second.
Okay. Do we have a second?
that.
Okay, we have a first and a second for discussion. Commissioner O'Rourke.
I feel that the conflict does not relate to something that this engineering firm has done with regard to this town. They've worked with the property before. They're familiar with the property. I think losing that familiarity with the building as an engineering firm would be something that would be a loss of valuable information and assets.
Any other discussion? Commissioner Thomas.
Staff already said that we have other firms that we could use, and at this point, I don't have, how would you say, credibility in this particular engineering firm. That's just my feelings.
Okay.
I've lost credibility.
Okay. Vice Mayor.
I really feel as if sometimes just companies and they try to take advantage of the town. and I don't like the feeling of representing both. So decision to be theirs to make, and ours on the other side.
I have nothing more to add. I'm ready to vote. I'm already decided. So, Commissioner Linden, if you have anything, go ahead.
No, I'm good.
I'm ready to vote. So, if we have no other discussion,
We do a roll vote.
a request was made to do a roll vote. So, Town Clerk, please go ahead.
Commissioner O'Rourke,
Nay.
Commissioner Linden,
Deny.
Wait, no. The motion is we're voting on
To deny.
deny the waiver of conflict. That was the motion. So you would be in favor of that if you want to deny that conflict.
Yes.
It's like a double negative.
Yeah, it's kind of,
It is, actually.
yeah,
That's the way you have to do it.
yeah,
so Commissioner, it's yay, A-Y-E, or
Yay.
N-A-Y?
You're in favor of denying this conflict.
I'm in favor of denying the waiver,
Thank you.
yes.
Okay.
Commissioner Thomas,
They said I have to vote,
Yeah,
Yes.
but you know, they teach you English and they say a double negative is a positive.
So you're going to be positive about it?
Just
I'm just saying. This means that I don't want them as no contract. And if it's to deny this waiver, whatever that means when we find out from, you know, our attorney.
Okay.
So I guess that's a yay, unwillingly, but yay.
Vice Mayor,
Yay.
Mayor.
Yay. Okay. Okay.
Can we move on now?
Yes, please. Let's very much
Thank you for your
move
attention.
on now.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Next, we have Resolution 680925, Town Grant Award Community Beautification Improvement Fund, otherwise known as CBIF, for 339 Evergreen Drive for $13,000 on the driveway replacement. Nadia DiTomaso, the floor is yours.
Good evening. Thank you. I will be brief. This is what we like to see as a feel-good item where we have an opportunity to give back to the community. So this is a Community Beautification Improvement Fund grant request from the property owner, Ms. Travelstead, of 339 Evergreen Drive. The property currently has a gravel driveway, and the property owner is requesting to upgrade the gravel driveway so that it does come into compliance with one of our most, approved paving standards. And she has selected a contractor. She has gone out for 3 different quotes. Of course, the quote of $13,000 appears to be the most reasonable. She is on restricted income. She does take care of herself, her sister, her niece's daughter. So there are quite a few people in the household. Based on the circumstances, we are requesting that the Town Commission consider granting $13,000 to the property owner, which of course exceeds the town manager's spending authority and is the reason why it is coming before the Town Commission this evening for consideration.
Town Manager, you have something to add?
Real quickly, and again, you guys as a body remove the requirement for this to have to happen. This is voluntary, and the funding's available.
Okay.
So we appreciate the property owner coming in and doing this voluntarily, so thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, and we appreciate you doing that very much so. This was a sensitive subject before, but I think we found a plausible route to a pathway to being amicable and getting this done. And I'm very happy that we're doing something like this because this is what good community is all about, is reciprocating right back to the town in any way possible.
Yes.
And this speaks volumes to that. So I am just telling you early, I am in favor of this. I'm only speaking as Roger Michaud, the mayor, that I am in favor of this. And I will open the floor to the rest of my dais if they have anything to add or any questions for staff or any questions for the applicant. Otherwise, I will entertain a motion.
Question.
Wait, go ahead.
Question over here. Commissioner O'Rourke.
thank
And
you.
then I believe Commissioner Linden.
This is to the town manager and to our budget finance person. Barbie, out there?
Yes.
You paying attention? Okay. So this item is a $13,000 grant, right?
Yes.
Okay, and where does this grant money sit in our budget?
Good evening, Barbara Gould, Finance Director. We have a reserve of a little more than $300,000 sitting for beautification projects such as this. In 24-25, you allocated $50,000 to be specifically set aside in the current budget toward these driveways. If we should exceed or need to exceed that money, we could come back to you and ask to move more money out of the reserve into the budget to finish the year.
And for the record, I believe in your proposed budget, it's another 50,000.
Okay.
Correct.
Thank you.
Vice Mayor? No, I was getting comment. Oh, okay. Commissioner Linden?
I was going to move to approve Resolution 680925.
Actually, before you do that, I believe Commissioner Thomas had a question.
Well, you got to get it on the table before you can discuss it.
Well, she was getting my attention, as you said, after you.
Okay, I'm fine. Go ahead.
Okay.
You want to do that? Go ahead on. Because I just figured that, I thought that was your comment, but I wasn't, but if you'd like to put it on the table so that
We
we
should go on the map.
I thought that was your comment. So if you want to put it on the table so we can have further discussion, go ahead.
Then we can discuss it openly.
Okay.
Absolutely. Please
All
go
right.
ahead. Could
I
proceed.
move to approve Resolution 680925 and approve a town grant award from the town's Community Beautification Improvement Fund to support a driveway replacement at 339 Evergreen Drive in the amount of $13,000 driveway replacement, and authorize the mayor to execute the resolution.
Thank you for that.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Further discussion. Commissioner
Yeah,
Thomas.
I'm so happy because I believe this was one of the properties that Jamie and I, when we were driving around town, saw on Evergreen, and it was just deplorable. And it just made me feel really bad because I said, this definitely must be someone who really cannot afford to do it. That is what the town of Lake Park is all about, not being taken advantage of. As we know, we have, not referring it to you, but we have an insight.
I know what that look was, Commissioner, but thanks for it.
But it is what our town is all about, and that is to enjoy the beauty and the character of it, but not just with the people, but also that our property maintains in such a wonderful way that it becomes such an eclectic place that people want to come to. And Evergreen being one of our streets, too, that's in town that has historical properties on there, it just really allows for that homely feel to be there. So, of course, I'm in favor of extending it and also increasing the budget to about $13,000. However, Barbara, I wanted to ask you, if you wouldn't mind, please, if my memory serves me correctly. This is only like the second time this year, right? Because I think one was the fencing or something like that came before us. That was on Blueberry.
That was on this.
There have been three.
But you would be using it. It still came out of the beautification fund, right? Was it not, Nadia? But because I just wanted to really know what was the balance. There were three?
There were three, yes.
Okay. Bayberry. Thank you. Yeah, it was, right? The fencing or something like that that was done on. Did that come out of the out of beautification? Okay, that came out of code enforcement or something like that.
CRA.
CRA, okay, great. Okay, so then yes. So I wanted to know, yes, then Barbara, my question is correct. I wanted to know then what's our balance after this 13? Do you know?
89 minus 13 this fiscal year.
Because it's a $50,000 budget, right?
We can get you that number. We can get you that number.
And the town manager, you also disclosed that we added more to it.
Right. So
For the coming year?
Whatever's not going to be used
We'll
in this
roll
year's
over.
budget will roll into your reserves, and then we'll take it. So the money's constantly earning
That's
interest.
that's what I mean. My long question is that we know that we are trying to constrict our budget, and what I was thinking of is that wanting to know how much was going to be left over from those who actually use the fund this year, so that we could actually not only have the 50, but roll it over and not just say that there's a balance of 17 and this is all, you know. So I just wanted to make sure that we had sufficient funds, and if there were any balances there, that it would be rolled over and it wouldn't be just 50,000 sitting in that account.
No,
Okay.
it'll be required to roll into your reserve account.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So
yes,
that they have sufficient funds for the next year in order to do it.
It's constantly replenished as code violations occur and interest comes in as well. So,
Okay.
So there's all those factors.
Thank you, Barbara, for having all that support, and you didn't have to answer.
Okay. Any other discussion? Any other discussion? No? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Resolution passes unanimously. You're very welcome.
Would our homeowner like to introduce herself?
Would you like to introduce yourself, ma'am?
Nadia?
Would
Would
she
our
like to
home-
introduce herself?
Where's the little handheld mic?
Yes.
No, actually, we have to have you on the mic on record. Can we bring her? No. Well,
No.
okay, she's.
All right.
Leave her alone. She's good.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Commission. I appreciate the opportunity to continue to improve my home. As everyone else in the world, we've fallen on hard times. And our household of 3 incomes is now 2, so we are scurrying around figuring out how to make ends meet. So with your help, we'll continue. I just painted my house last week.
Hey.
Good, I saw it today.
So I'm trying to keep it up, but there's no way I can come up with the funds to replace the driveway.
Absolutely.
And it'll be an amazing asset. It's hard getting through gravel on a scooter.
No, understood. It's an absolute pleasure to provide a lending hand, and we all, at the end of the day, we're all family. Just
Right.
as Commissioner Thomas has indicated, we're all family, and sometimes it's always good for family to reach out and help each other in times of need. So.
I was extremely excited to get the call from Nadia we have something we could probably help you with. Thank you. I've been here since 2009, and I love Lake Park. I've raised my children here. My daughter went to Lake Park Elementary. So I really love this town, and I like the improvements that I'm seeing going around.
I share that same sentiment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Lastly, we have Resolution 690925, reschedule town commission regular meetings on October from the 1st and 3rd to the 2nd and 4th Wednesday of the month. Town manager.
Yes, Mayor. Due to Yom Kippur and also the many of the commission members also serving as the CRA board, the FRA conference, it makes sense to make a recommendation to move to the 2nd and 4th Monday or Wednesdays of the month, so there wouldn't be a conflict with either. So staff is recommending to make that move.
I'm going to make a motion.
Let's go.
A motion to approve Resolution 690925.
Do we have a second?
I'll
Second.
be glad to second that.
Ooh, we have a unanimous second. Did you get that?
Who
I know, it was kind of-
we want to know who won, that's really important.
I mean, they can rock, paper, scissors, but we get the gist. We have a first and a second. Any other further discussion?
I do have a discussion.
Yes, sir.
I will not be able to make the 4th meeting.
Which one?
The 4th, is it this, the 20th? No, the 22nd.
Really?
I don't think it's on the 22nd.
Is it?
No.
The 22nd.
Yes.
Possibly I can,
That's the 4th.
but right as of now.
So the meetings would be on October 8th and October 22nd.
Okay.
That's what the motion, the resolution is establishing.
Okay, so thank you for giving us that.
there are 5 Wednesdays in the month of October,
there
so
we go.
that's where
That's what it
may
is.
be.
That's what it is, okay.
Well, what if we were to modify this to go to the 5th Wednesday then?
Would you be available?
Would that work? Now, hold on. When you hear the clerk go, ooh, that's the time to pause.
Well, go ahead.
What's the issue?
It's personal, so.
Oh, it's personal.
29th is a little more difficult for me. I have to make some adjustments to my calendar, but.
Okay. So we either have them or we don't. You know something? I recall this moment when I wasn't here some time ago.
Oh, yeah.
And
You
I
got
was assigned to
volunteered,
work.
I believe.
Just for not being here when I was sick at home in bed.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah,
listening
yeah.
to a meeting where I was assigned. So, you know what? If you don't feel like you can make it, it's okay. We will find something for you to do in your time away. It is my pleasure.
Hopefully I get counsel and I'll make it, but.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, I do want to get
In all
counsel.
seriousness.
It's a lot of travel time for a little bit of time.
No, it's understandable, and it comes down to, do we want to keep it on the 22nd?
We'll leave it there.
Okay, we will leave it on the 22nd, and please.
Yeah, that is an option.
Well, do you know what, I'm sorry, man.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Madam Clerk, what does our agenda look like on the, if you know, on the 22nd?
As of right now,
We can keep it light.
Now, keep in mind, there's a possibility.
as of right now, I have a presentation by Ellen Bogdanoff taking place that evening. And a site plan application. Thank you, Nadia.
Just keep it on the 22nd.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
stated that what his original
It's
plans are not guaranteed.
It's for work, and I got a call a little bit before that it may get modified. So keep it on 22nd. If I'm there, I'm there. I might need
to
a
the
note.
vice principal.
The doctor's note. It's only.
He can talk to the vice principal and get his note.
exactly.
He's okay.
The principal, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so everybody else, are you good for the 22nd? Is the real question.
Yes.
I have no conflicts.
I'm good. I'm
You're
good.
And
We're
you're
good.
good as
We're
well.
good.
Okay, so I will entertain a motion.
We already have a motion.
Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies. I lost my train of thought there for a second. Okay, so we've had discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Resolution passes unanimously. Okay, that's all our agenda items for this evening. Town attorney comments. Mr. Brett.
Only one comment from me, Mayor. The lawsuit on 1100 Second Court was filed yesterday, and I just wanted to give you that update.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Okay. Town manager.
And in addition to that, I believe that there were at least 2 code violations that were also cited to that property. So there's 2 tracks going with that property. I do want to say, with Tom being out, with vacations, being sick, different things, we've had a lot of opportunity to work with Brett. And Brett, I just want to say thank you for all your hard work and how thorough you are in making sure that what we're doing is correct. And I just want to say, when Tom's not there, there's no miss there. So there's no gap, and I appreciate it.
Appreciate that.
With regards to our captain who's leaving, they called me to a meeting the other day, and what's the bad news? And, of course, this was, it's great news for him, sad news for me because we kind of came on at the same time. And I just want to say that, and I said this to him the other day in front of his boss, and, if we had our own police department, he would be doing the things that I would ask him to do as a chief. The customer service that he provides to me and to our commission and to our staff is top rated. The ability to communicate and touch our businesses and our community, I can't thank you for all that hard work. I'm sitting next to him and we talk about all the events. I sat next to his family at the fireworks, down by the lagoon, and they're here instead of on a holiday, making Lake Park part of their home. And I just want to say thank you for the hard work you've put in, and I know Captain Sanford's going to understand what you've put in, and I know she's going to lead and take it to the next level where you took it. So thank you, and I look forward to working with her. So thank you for your help and support. A couple other quick things. We do have Ellen coming to talk to you all. There is an upcoming legislative delegation meeting at the end of this month. Meryl, Ellen, and I had spoken the other day, and we're already starting to put together our legislative agenda. The session starts in January. Committee meetings are starting in October. So the delegation is already meeting and asking for support. We're looking at 2 appropriations requests, 2 that we've already approved or gone forward with. One is the oval about, and the other is the septic to sewer. And then, of course, we'll look at Senate Bill 180, home rule, live local, just a number of other issues that we've talked about that are significant and important. The ADUs, which you guys, had a discussion about. We're in support of ADUs, but what was happening in Tallahassee was there was no parking requirements. So there's some difference in what may be proposed again up there. CRA is, of course, supporting. And so we'll put that legislative agenda together and bring it to you guys at some point in the future. Appreciate Meryl and Ellen for all their help with that. So the PUDD, the report from Kimley Horn, they're still working through their final recommendations. Of course, we were dealing with Senate Bill 180, and we are hoping to do a workshop at some point, either in November or December with the commission. And so just wanted to give you a heads up on that. The P3 project, the town attorney has put together a comprehensive agreement or an amendment to the comprehensive agreement, which has been requested by, through our discussions. Don't know where that's going to go. Don't know how that's going to be received. We do want to have a conversation with you all at some point about that. We do need to bring in some financial consultants to identify valuations to determine what may be, market value and something that may be perceived. We have talked to them about, about the main issues that we perceive. They understand that very clearly, and I guess we'll see where the comprehensive agreement goes. But at this time, all permits, as you guys have given us direction, have been on hold. We are not pursuing and proceeding with anything with regards to the reverter clauses or any other permits out there. At this point, that's where we're at on everything. And we will probably need to also set up a meeting at some point with you all, a workshop, to discuss their proposed PUD and site plans, because, again, one of the issues that we've mentioned is that the commission, has the ability as a partner in this and the property owner to have the ability to provide input into the proposed site plans and PUD process and what's going to happen there if it does go forward. So we're looking at some time possibly in October or November to have that meeting and workshop with you all. Some other things as information, the Multicultural Festival will be held on September 20th, Saturday from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. in Kelsey Park. As always, there'll be arts, crafts, food and beverages, vendors, as well as live entertainment, cultural performances, games, activities, and a whole lot more. Appreciate our events staff for working on that. And then, of course, we have Sunset Celebration on the 26th, Friday, from 6 to 9 p.m. in Kelsey Park. Some other things of interest for the commission and our boards and committees. The town attorney's office is conducting their public records and sunshine law training for all of our employees and board members on Friday, September 19th at 10 a.m. in the commission chambers. Some other items that I'm looking for direction from the commission, 3 proclamations, in fact. One is National Voter Education Week, which will be October 6th through the 10th. Good with that? Yeah. National Friends of Libraries Week, October 19th through the 25th.
Yes.
Okay. And National Vote Early Day, October 28th through the October 28th.
Could you, what was that name again?
It's National Vote Early Day.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
So we're good with all of those?
I am. I am.
And then I can't recall, Vivian, do you recall if we did Florida government? We did that? Okay.
Yeah, we
so I
did.
just wanted to bring that. And I'd be remiss if I didn't say happy 29th birthday to our favorite community development director. So Nadia, happy birthday.
Is it your birthday today?
She's 29.
Wow.
Yes.
That's funny because you'll hear in a minute why it's funny.
And then one other quick thing. Next Friday, a number of us are going up to Orlando to represent the town on a number of different Florida League of Cities legislative policy committees. So, to really impact the legislation that's happening this upcoming year and to have a say and provide input into how these things may affect our community, either help or hurt, I think is important. And I thank you all for those that can. I know it's hard for everybody, but we will have a significant representation, at those policy committee meetings. And so thank you. Appreciate it.
Which one? Thank you. Commissioner comments? I will start with you, Commissioner O'Rourke.
Yes, I want to call out Jamie because you're the only one that really hasn't been called out here tonight. So I just wanted to let you know that we're still watching you, okay? And that's it, really.
Okay. I guess, Jamie, you're being watched.
I did have
Tom.
one other thing. I'm so sorry. I know. I do want to thank the commission, the community for understanding the change in how we're entering into the building going forward. Jamie, calling him out, made me think about it. Jamie really put a lot of effort into, identifying ways that we can be safe in this room.
Yeah.
Or safer until we have other ideas on how to do things. And so he spent a lot of time this week, really working to figure this out. And it may be a little different. Hopefully it won't be too uncomfortable for people. There are signs, so it should be easy. Meryl did a great job getting information out as well. I appreciate her and Lamar doing that. So I don't think that there was too many issues for the community, but Jamie, thank you for the hard work and getting that done. And we do have an upcoming discussion with the architect, so we'll present some options to you at some point on that. So.
Jamie, Jamie, would you like to add anything else?
Good evening, Commissioners. Just to add to the comments to the town manager, we're going to put a temporary ramp right there at the entrance, at the north entrance, so that way we could be accessible for our citizens. And actually, for next commission meeting, we'll have the architect come and give us an update on it.
Okay, that's
right.
That's great.
Thank you.
Thank you. All set? Commissioner Thomas.
Nothing.
Okay. Commissioner Linden.
Thank you. Number one on my list was a special thanks to those responsible for the change in this commission chamber. It makes it so much safer environment for the residents and all of us due to the state of the world right now. So, attaboy for that. Two other items, fairly quick. As all of you probably received emails and don't respond back to them because of the sunshine law, we need some way or someone to communicate back to those emails. The last email I got, the lady was furious because nobody got back with her. So they're sending us emails and they're just left out there to dry. So how we respond to them, under discussion, but we all can't reply back to all. I'm normally very quick responding back, but I can't include everybody. So we need to take care of that. And we heard it a couple meetings ago, the second part. People that come up to the podium and speak are getting very frustrated because there's no interaction. I'm not proposing to change that. We've got to go by Robert's rules. Same thing. If somebody's speaking up at that podium and they ask the question, they should get a response back from one of us. All right? Don't say we can do anything about it. The former mayor was great for doing this. Get a hold of the town manager. Let's discuss it with him. So it gives some direction. And Commissioner O'Rourke, I want to thank you. One of the things I learned when you was sitting in the middle of the dais, so Roger didn't take a note on that.
I'll just take the thank you for that.
That's okay.
Are you insinuating I don't do that?
No, you don't, but that's okay. So
I don't think you should make that statement when you don't know what you don't know.
all right. Well, if I missed one,
I
'cause
think you
wasn't
missed quite a
here,
bit of one.
I apologize.
I think you should.
All right. I publicly apologize for missing the times that you've told people.
Because I think I've talked to you about emails, right? Almost every time, right?
No, we're talking about the 3-minute talk.
No, I understand that, but he also added more after that.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Accept my apology?
Yeah, I think I will this
I
time.
think I will.
Maybe this time. Maybe.
So I don't know who or how we're going to assign that person or persons, but it's very frustrating for anyone that stood on that podium and can't get an answer. So at least we would have a venue to get them more information on that.
You know, if I can suggest something, John, there is, and I've seen this happen in the town, there's nothing wrong with a commissioner having their own town meeting, having their own town, what do they call them? Town hall meeting, yeah.
That's quite, yeah, it
But you
happens.
can only do it by yourself. And I've seen it happen. I actually walked in on one of yours and had to leave.
Yeah.
But those are ways that you can address people. And so I would suggest that's
a wonderful suggestion, so I would say stay tuned.
I'm not going to do it because I'm not sure what will happen
No,
there.
I'm just going to say stay tuned. I'll leave it at that.
But no, seriously, I mean, it is important. You're right, John. Important to address people. I think the more they hear from us and are able to interact with us, the better it is. I think a lot of times people, especially in my spot, I think they kind of misunderstand a lot of the things I say, but I think if we were able to communicate in that type of a form, it would be helpful. So that's just a suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you. Town
All
manager.
right.
Yeah, one of the ways that we're going to be responding to questions with public comment, a lot of times, of course, there are requests, for you guys to consider something or personal, question or position. But when there's a question, we will start responding to those in writing back to those folks. They will have to provide us with, a way to reach them, and normally on the cards they do. With regards to the gentleman today, with regards to the emails that were not responded to, I can tell you that the one that came to me was the wrong email address. The clerk actually forwarded on. As soon as I got it, we responded back to him. Not only did the captain respond directly, the community development director responded, and I believe that the public works director responded and outlined, what the town can do and what the town's looking at with regards to those safety issues. So we normally do respond unless, something like that happens where it goes to a different email address. If something comes directly to you all, feel free to send it to me and copy the clerk, and we'll ensure that the department is able to respond. And I know that does happen with some of y'all when you do get those individually, and we'll let you know that we're responding back. Normally, we try to blind copy you or copy you so that you see what those responses are, and that you know that we've responded back. So we'll continue to work on that. So.
Thank you. You're all set over here, right? You're all set, Commissioner?
I'm done, yep.
Vice Mayor?
Okay, just about the email part too, you can always reply, just hit reply, not reply all.
Correct.
That's what I usually do, just hit reply and reply. That way they only, the residents see it. I mean, that's what I do to each, and I make sure I don't hit reply all so none of you guys can see it and respond back to them. If you email me, you get a reply. But most of you got my cell phone number, so you call. I want to apologize to the residents, to Commissioner, the mayor, the town manager, and staff that I will be late tomorrow. I know you guys have probably been wrapped up by the time I get here. I have my job. I have to mandatory be there to 6:30. I know you guys probably get out here by 7:15. So I'll see you guys at 7:45.
All set? Okay. Since we're all talking communication, I'm going to share my mayor line and just quote the number in case anybody wants to call me, because I also have the mayor line forwarded to my personal line. So 561-718-8989. And you can also email me. If it's something that needs to go to staff, I will always present it to staff, as I always do. And staff will get it and they will address it accordingly, or they'll provide me with details that I will then relay to the inquirer. So just so you know, my number is area code 561-718-8989. Or you can reach me at Armichaud, that's RMichaud at lakeparkflorida.gov. And please reach out to me anytime, or just say hi, because I'll say hi back. With that.
And if you act now.
But wait.
You can also wish my mother, who also shares the same day as Nadia, a happy birthday, because it is indeed her birthday today. And I am grateful to be her son, because she has brought me into this town. She has brought me into this world. She has raised me right, and even when I strayed away, she has put me right back in the right direction in her way. So I want to thank her for being here, being a part of my life, and I know some of you have entertained with my mom as well, and have said, and I appreciate everybody that's gone out and reached out to her for that moment and said happy birthday to her. It is greatly, greatly appreciated, because as you get older, time is of the essence, and every moment counts. Just to let that be said. So with that.
Agenda item request.
I'm sorry?
Agenda item request.
Thank you. Any agenda item requests? If I hear none, then I will entertain.